Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to another inspiring session of the Love Secrets Reveal Summit, your binge worthy guide to how not to die alone. I am so thrilled you are here with us today. Thank you. Today's session is one I have been counting down for because we are diving into one of the most honest conversations women need to hear right now. What's no longer working in modern dating, and how to shift out of the struggle and into soul aligned love. And who better to guide us than the brilliant, intuitive, and widely respected Polina Solda? Welcome, Polina. I am so grateful to have you here today with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back on your show. I really appreciate it.
Paulina, let's get to the heart of the matter.
Yes.
So many of the women in our community are doing all the things: therapy, dating apps, self love work, and yet they still feel stuck. What are a few things that simply no longer work in today's dating world, even if they once did?
Mm. I think one of the biggest challenges, and there's so much advice out there that tells women that dating is a numbers game and you just got to do more. And I think in our very fast paced, highly demanding environment, there's that struggle and that pressure to do more and more. It actually doesn't work in dating. And so, what makes my approach unique and different from everything else out there is that I use a personality typing system, which eliminates this need for more because you can be doing more and more apps, meeting more and more men, going on more and more dates, but they might not even be the right type for you and you don't even realize it. So more is not a solution. And you can actually date less but better and meet the right person much faster and easier.
Wonderful. I love that. I love that. And I agree with you. It's not a matter of doing more, it's about a matter of being a little bit more strategic in how we do it.
Yeah, I would say it's about being intentional and understanding who you are.
Right.
And and first, when you know who you are, you know who's right for you or not.
Absolutely. So you teach that there is actually a 5 step path. You mentioned a little bit a few minutes ago. So there is a 5 step path to finding your life partner. Can you walk us through what that journey looks like and what makes it different from just, like you say, dating with hope and having a good hinge profile and just going for the numbers?
Yeah, so I have my proven process. And the first step is it starts with how we think, our mindset. So I call it think differently because right now you might be thinking thoughts that you believe are true because they have been that experience for you, but those thoughts don't serve you. And our thoughts always match our results.
Mm,
So as because how we think about what's happening around us, about man, about dating, how we choose to think, and thoughts are optional. So how we choose to think about it determines how we feel.
right.
And how we feel determines what actions we take or don't take. And that those actions create our results. So, for example, if you think there are no quality men out there or online dating is a waste of time, and you feel already disappointed, the action you take is that you don't get on apps or you get on them, you find evidence to what you believe and you get off. And the result is that you actually end up wasting time.
Right.
And that's the first step. So when you start thinking like think differently, like a woman who gets into a relationship, how you get there, it requires a different way of thinking. So that's the first step. The second step is you got to type. You got to know your type first and only focus on the type of man that you choose, the type that's compatible with you. So what it means compatible is on a level of personality, shared values, your vision for life. You are a match. And there are people who are very similar to you, and you have a lot of the same, but you're missing something else. Or you have people who are very different from you and not complementary to you. So when I say compatible, it's different and complementary. It's someone who is like two pieces of a puzzle, is your match. And so what I teach my students is how to recognize. You can just determine by using specific criteria through conversation, by looking at the man's profile, in the texting, on the first date. You know right away. And
Right.
so this way, it eliminates a lot of playing dating as numbers games, doing more of the same that doesn't work, because you can be very intentional and you only focus on dating the right types of men for you specifically. And then the third step is then meeting men, meeting that type of man. So
Mhm.
it's, again, it's not random. It's not like you blindfolded. Uh, it's it's very specific. You're only meeting that type of man, and then it's not enough just to meet them, because women will tell me, "Well, I'm meeting men, but nothing happens." Then you gotta go step number 4. You gotta go on dates with them, because there's no way you can get into a relationship if you don't go on dates. I mean, you go on dates so you can choose. You gotta have options to choose from. So when you have several men of compatible type you date, then the last step is you choose the right person for you. So you make that decision. And that's how you guarantee that you get into a relationship with the right person.
That is a wonderful, wonderful step system to get these ladies where they want to go. And I can feel that it gives you kind of structure in a way. So it gives you clarity. And it seems like you constantly know where you are standing.
Yeah.
So,
And it's personalized for every person. So the process, uh, even how you meet men, what kind of man, where you go, how it happens for you, it's all based on, again, your strengths. Are you an introvert or extrovert? Are you the kind of person who can, like, very logical and can follow a system? It's going to be a different approach to someone who has so much energy to just to talk to everyone and be uh, just be at ease in a big crowd of people. So everything is very personalized. That's why it actually works, because when you do what works for you, you're going to go through the steps. Um, you're going to do that because you can, because it's aligned with who you are.
right, right. Would you mind talking a little bit about what kind of men are in your typology?
And
Typology?
so it's not my typology. This is completely psychology backed. The Carl Jung,
Yes.
who was a student of Sigmund Freud, was the first psychologist who came up with those main types.
Okay.
And every system out there is based on those. We all know that there are people who are mostly logical, and there are people who are mostly emotional, right?
Right.
There are people more intuitive. So that's what it's based on. The bottom line, what's important to understand, and again, what's no longer working in dating, is a generic approach. It's just assuming that all men are this way, or it's some kind of label, like if he has a good job, he's a quality man. But what I mean when I say type, it's really uh, who is that person on the deepest level there? What are his core values, strengths, weaknesses, preferences, needs, motivation?
Right.
And when you understand it, when you know, okay, this, so again, you got to know who you are first, and immediately it gives you an answer who is compatible with your specific type and who isn't, and why. So it gives you so much clarity in why your past relationships, for example, didn't work, and what you can discover. I think it's so empowering, because first of all, you connect to yourself, which is priceless. You develop the kind of relationship with yourself where you completely understand yourself and you accept yourself, and that level of self-love that you get to develop. But then you also solve all of those questions. You get answers to questions. So why didn't this work out? And you realize there's nothing wrong with you. uh, More often than not, it was just someone who wasn't right for you. And how we know that even based on the research that was done on, as you might know, 50% of all marriages, so it was people who were certain that this is it, this is the love of my life, and they made a commitment. 50% of those marriages end up in divorce, and the number one reason for those divorces is basic incompatibility, where
Mm.
two people down the road find out that they're just very different people. So this approach maximizes the chances that in the first place you choose the right person for you. So it's
Right.
very empowering. It gives you all the power in making the choice that you can, like in my case, I am in a compatible relationship for now 16 years. And you can just solve this problem for the last time, I'm talking about the dating problem. So all the challenges of men ghosting and wanting you to be someone else, or you working hard on your relationship, all of it can be eliminated when you choose someone who is your match. So it's easy to be together because you can be yourself, and your partner appreciates and wants the exact qualities that you naturally have.
Okay. So I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And what's coming up for me is I'm curious to see if you could please share how you said that the process is relatively fast, that a woman can know relatively fast if a man is a match or not based
Mhm.
on compatibility.
Yes.
So would you mind sharing how that happens? Like, let's
Yes,
say,
well, this is what I teach in side of my I have my flagship course, Relationships by Type. So this is where it's actually designed like the universe, that you go on a journey, you go into the world of each personality type. There are four dominant types, and we'll have a combination of everything, but something will be our dominant. Something will be more developed in us naturally. That's what we're born with. It's our strength. It's our natural strength. And so um, when you discover, so you go on this journey and you learn, so very specific criteria that you learn. You don't need to take any tests. You simply, it becomes like you wear this, lenses that you put on once, and you start seeing everyone through their personality type. So you can see, for example, in online dating profile, we can look at the man, and based on how his photos, his gaze, his body type, what he wears, what he does professionally, what he puts in his profile. Does he just state the facts? Does he write a lot and adds emojis? Is he like wearing very kind of business-like, and that he's in the same facial expression, same posture, like very kind of systematic approach, versus someone who is very expressive in their profile. There's a lot of emojis. There's him with a dog. There's him with the kids. There's him wearing yellow ducklings shirt. Very different type, very different values and energy. And what someone does for a living. There's an accountant. He's done it for 20 years. There's another guy who works in school. He's a teacher. He loves to work with kids. So all of that gives us information. And so this is what I teach my clients to do. And it's fascinating. You become like this human scientist. It really, so it actually becomes interesting for any woman who says, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted from dating, it's boring. This changes everything, because you become fascinated by all these different people, and reading people, like you can read people like open books, and you start seeing them through beyond what they might say, because you look at everything else. For example, another criteria, which is something that how we react in situations that cause us stress. It's an automated reaction. So of course a man can say anything, but let's say you go on a date and there is a delay, the reservation, you have to wait, or a waiter forgot something, didn't bring what he wanted. How that man responds is going to reveal his type.
right.
So
Fascinating.
it happens, yeah. So it happens it's like you just observe, you just see like, oh, how he communicates. If
Right.
he's sending you good morning every day at 9 a.m. and nothing else, versus he texts you several times a day, asking, sharing what's going on, asking you questions. They're very different types of men.
Absolutely. How fascinating.
It is.
Oh my God. I love it. I can see you're having so much fun that you love it. It pours from your heart, Paulina. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you for sharing that. And so now I'm going to ask you your opinion about something that I find also very fascinating. So what does it really feels like when you are dating the right man, not just on paper, like on the
Yeah, so I'm going to quote my clients that all of them say the same thing. And this can range from someone who was married for 25 years to an incompatible partner where it felt like they were roommates, to someone who has been dating the same type of man, which is also not compatible because it's very similar. You just kind of the same. And there was always something missing, and she couldn't understand what it was. We all say the same thing in one word: it's easy.
Mm.
And the reason why it's easy is because, and again, this is back to your original question. What no longer is working is not what no longer is working is following some rules that someone else, some generic guidance for what the woman should be like, or how you behave, or how you long you wait to have sex, and all of what you should wear. No, it all depends on who you are and what you type. So when you no longer have to put in so much work into trying to be someone else, and like asking the right questions and behaving in the right way, and what does it really mean? Again, it's just some made up criteria. It's one size fits all, which doesn't work, because if it's not aligned with you, I would never tell just anyone, oh, just go, just meet a bunch of men, because for someone, an idea of you have to just meet a lot of people, they done, they're not doing it. She's an introverted. She physically, she doesn't have a emotional mental energy to do that. So it's easy to be yourself, because you
Right.
don't have to put on a mask. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to worry about, am I doing it right? You're just being yourself.
And it feels so good to be loved just for being ourselves. It just feels
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
And by the way, litmus test for everyone. How you know that, without knowing anything about personality typing, how you know that you have somebody who is not compatible with you is that you cannot be yourself, because the moment you being yourself, uh, we subconsciously, by the way, we subconsciously already searching for our compatible, for that dual energy, different and complementary from us. So immediately you will be getting that criticism or comparison or that feedback. Oh, you're being too emotional. Oh,
Right.
but there's a type of man who can hold that container for you, for all of your emotions, and he's your match. But for someone else, you're becoming too much. But it's not that because you're too much. It's for this type of man you're too much, but not for another type. So when I didn't know that, and I was dating, so I before I learned all of this, I went through divorce. I moved to New York City, and I started dating. And I was dating a lot, like following that advice, which didn't work for me, because I was just following all the rules. I was like, okay, meeting my man was, if I could just meet my man, then I would finally meet the right person. And again, how we know it doesn't work is if you already gone on 100 dates and you're still single, how many more? What's the number? Like, it doesn't work like that. So in my case, I was also following that advice that you just gotta find someone who's just like you, but like even stronger and more successful. And so for me, what I realized, what I've noticed is that I couldn't be myself, because when I was trying to date the same type of man, very driven, I'm very ambitious, I'm a strong person, I'm powerful, I'm driven, I'm resilient, I'm tough. And then I was trying to date that type of man. They were, number one, not attracted to me at all, unless I played this very feminine, very playful, very easygoing, like to put on the mask. And as soon as I took off that mask, there was like we were just too similar. It was 2 liters. It was that confrontation, and it didn't work. So everything has shifted for me when I just decided I'm just going to be myself. This is how I am, and I'm going to be open. I met someone who was not my type. I was not immediately attracted, and 16 years later, we're together. I can totally be myself with him, and he's the type of man who is complimentary. He's easygoing. He's playful. He's fun. He's adventurous, and the very qualities in me that another man who was just like my type, he said, like, you are just too much. You too this. He admires. My husband looks at me and says, I've never met anyone as committed, as hardworking, as determined. He loves who I am, and he helps me by being himself and his playful, fun, lighthearted, playful energy. I get also like we truly bring the best in each other. So it's that's easy. It's easy. It's fun. It's I'm not saying that there aren't challenges, but very much easier to navigate together.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I so can relate to that. I think it's beautiful. And I see it a lot with really, really happy couples, how they are different and complementary.
Oh
It's
yes, I just did so as a bonus. It's a major amount. I just decided I did this work, so I've done dozens and dozens of case studies of celebrities who've been together For my requirement was that they're happy together, they're still pretty much in love, they've been together a minimum of 10 years. And I
Okay.
got to tell you, so there's dozens of them, and 100% compatibility in this system. They are all compatible. So there isn't anyone who is exactly the same. No, they are, or in complementary, they all exactly compatible. And then I've done dozens of examples of couples who had it all. They beautiful, they successful, not compatible, who ended up in divorce, not compatible in terms of their types. And I've done that case studies analysis, exactly what went wrong, why in the first place there was this challenge. It's just the question, you can be with anyone, but the question is, what is it going to cost you? It's just,
Right.
it's just so much easier to be with someone where you like two pieces of a puzzle, you just fit.
Right. Thank you so much, Paulina. Thank you. I know you have a gift for the ladies. Would you mind to share
Yes.
what
Yeah.
that
So the gift is a free lesson where I dive so much deeper exactly in whatever specific. So if we just like simplify it, what exactly do you need to go from single right now to meeting the right person for you? I walk you every step of the way. I show you exactly how you can get it as good as done when you follow the steps. So we'll make sure everyone gets that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being so generous. The link of the gift is in the description box of this video and also on the email that I sent you. There is anything else you would like to say, Paulina, before we finish our
Yes.
conversation?
Yes. I For every woman out there where you've been focusing on finding this person and you've been looking for this man, like the right man, your soulmate, someone special, whatever you call it. I think the key, the actual solution, if you haven't been able to solve this problem, it actually starts with you. It always starts with you. So when you truly know who you are and you understand yourself and you start showing up authentically in who you are, you're no longer hiding, you're no longer putting on masks.
Right.
When you lead with that authenticity, and it's not just, oh, just be yourself. No, you actually know what your type is and all those natural strengths and gifts and what your values are, why you're here. And then you understand exactly who is right for you or not. Everything shifts. You become visible. It's like your frequency, your energy elevates. You create polarizing effect. It's no longer about attracting many men. It's about attracting the right type of man for you, and turning, like, you're not going to be trying to be liked by everyone. You're just going to be authentically yourself, and the right types of men will be drawn to you and others won't, and that is okay. So when you start with you, this is the shortcut. This is the fastest way to find the right person. You gotta reconnect and find yourself first and lead with that so he can recognize you.
How beautiful and empowering, super empowering and inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. You always say yes. And I love that. Thank you, Paulina. You really, really are a ray of light.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and sending much love, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. And remember to get your gift. Don't forget that. And we will see you again soon. Bye.